Okay, let's talk about a problem I know you faced. Are you ever just drowning in research notes, struggling to turn all those brilliant ideas into something real? Well, today, we're diving into a workflow that bridges that exact gap. It connects your personal research directly to world-class design, so you can go from scattered notes to polished, shareable content way faster than ever before.
So let's kick things off with a problem that honestly probably hits close to home for a lot of you. It's that feeling of having mountains of documents, meeting notes, articles, and ideas, but just struggling to connect all the dots.
And yeah, this quote from Android Police just nails it, right? You've done all the work, you have the research, but trying to synthesize it into something that actually makes sense can feel completely overwhelming.
You know that feeling? It's so frustrating to be information-rich but insight-poor. You've got all the puzzle pieces right in front of you, but that big picture just seems out of reach, buried under a giant pile of digital clutter.
But what if there was a tool designed specifically to tackle that exact problem? Let's introduce the first part of our solution, a research assistant that works exclusively for you.
This is Google's NotebookLM, and I want you to think of it less like another AI chatbot and more like your personal private information warehouse, or as one writer put it, your second brain. It's a place to put everything and have it all make sense.
Now here's the magic trick, the thing that makes NotebookLM so powerful. It's what's called a source-grounded AI. What that means is it only uses the information you upload. It's not going to search the internet, it's not going to invent facts. Every single answer is tied directly back to your materials, which is an absolute game changer for accuracy. So think about it like this. A general AI, like Gemini, is pulling from the entire internet, which means, yeah, sometimes it can just make stuff up, what we call hallucinating. NotebookLM, on the other hand, is totally locked down to your stuff. This gives you factual, verifiable answers you can actually trust.
And get this, you can load up to 50 different sources into a single notebook. We're talking PDFs, Google Docs, web links, even YouTube video transcripts. This lets you build this incredibly deep, personalized knowledge base for any project you're working on.
Okay, so you've got all your stuff loaded in. How does NotebookLM actually turn all that raw data into real insight? Because it's not just a storage locker. It's about making your information work for you with just a few clicks. So let's say you're buried under a mountain of notes. With just one prompt, you can ask it to generate a mind map. And boom, instantly, you can see how all your scattered ideas connect. You can see the main themes, the subtopics, and even where the gaps in your thinking might be, all at a glance.
Or how about this? There's this wild feature called Audio Overview. It can take your super dense documents and turn them into a dynamic, conversational podcast between two AI hosts. It's an amazing way to review your material while you're on the go.
And to make sure you're really getting it, you can ask NotebookLM to quiz you on your own sources. It's an awesome active recall tool that forces you to engage with the information, not just passively skim through it.
All right, so you've used NotebookLM. Your research is organized, you're seeing connections you missed before, you've got the insights, but there's still a gap, right? A pretty big one, actually, between understanding something and communicating that understanding to other people. This is the big question, isn't it? Having a brilliant outline or a set of key facts is one thing, but turning that into a compelling presentation, a sharp social media graphic, or a professional report, that is a completely different challenge. Okay, now we're going to bridge that gap. We're going to connect our super smart AI research assistant with a world-class design tool. This is where we create a seamless pipeline from rock-solid facts to amazing generative design.
And this four-step process is really the heart of it all. First, you do your research and prompting right inside NotebookLM. Then, you use it to pull out your key insights and outlines. Step 3, you bring those into Canva. You can even import them from Google Drive, and you refine them. And then for the final step, you unleash Canva's AI tools, like Magic Media, to generate stunning visuals that are totally backed by your facts.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. NotebookLM basically becomes your prompt laboratory for Canva. You can ask it to write these super specific detailed instructions for Canva's AI based only on your trusted research. This makes sure your creative output isn't just beautiful, it's verifiably true. So let's take a step back for a second. What we're talking about here isn't just a neat little workflow. This represents a fundamental shift in how we can approach creative work, moving from guesswork to grounded intelligence. The big idea here is that we're witnessing a new paradigm. It's all about building our creative work on a foundation of verified information.
And that lets us produce content that's accurate, beautiful, and perfectly on brand, at a speed and scale that, honestly, was just impossible before.
And that's really the question I want to leave you with. This whole workflow gives your creative concepts real substance, real factual integrity. So, when you can finally remove the risk of misinformation and unlock this kind of speed and precision, what will you create?